All right, what we're gonna do in this video is we are gonna make some fermented watermelon rind pickles. And why in the world would we want to make that?
I don't know.
Well, it's because we ate a watermelon over the last couple nights. Well, us and some other people. And so we've got these leftover rinds. Rinds.
Peels.
So, yeah, I mean, we could just throw them away. We could just like compost them.
Yeah.
But I happen to know a couple little girls that like
pickles
and sour stuff and fermented stuff. So I figure what better thing to do than use these towards that end. So the other thing too is like fermented stuff is really good for you. It's really healthy. It's got all those microbes that help you digest. Yeah, I guess they taste good too, but they help you digest food and they're good for your gut, all that stuff. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you gotta do is we're gonna actually peel off the... So it's not like you're just sticking the peel in there, or, you know, the whole thing in there. Like I was kind of thinking originally when I first was researching this, I like this kind of peeler.
It's really a cucumber peeler.
Yeah,
and a carrot and potato peeler. Sometimes beets too, but that's a really weird use for it.
Peeling watermelons? Yeah, it's definitely unconventional. My wife likes to slice the watermelon kind of interestingly. So...
She says it's easier and I believe her.
Yeah, we should do a video on that sometime. Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be worth all this?
Sure, you will. When you start tasting them. Trust me.
My mom always says not to eat the white stuff. But this time it's going to be different.
How do you think I should chop these? Just into...
I think like normal pickles.
Maybe I'll do some kind of short ones so we can have bite size.
That's a good idea.
Or 2 bites. It'll be nice and yummy.
Maybe that size.
These are gonna be interesting. Does fermenting stuff kill germs?
It kills the bad germs and leaves the good germs, basically.
Oh. Interesting.
You want to make sure you have a nice sharp knife when you're doing this.
Otherwise it increases the danger, I've heard.
That's true.
Sometimes it can be hard.
Yeah.
We're gonna need another one.
Yep.
We'll get some watermelon on our bite too.
I'll add some sweetness.
No sugar involved. Always keep your workspace tidy. It's meant for peels, but watermelon peels?
Any kind of peels.
If you just cut it into strips, then you can just kind of use a vegetable peeler. But the way we do it,
It's
we
different.
do it kind of a special way, which I'll show you in another video.
We're gonna need yet another one. Well, if you're
I
so
can't wait to
certain.
ferment them. Like fermented carrots. And fermented cucumbers.
I don't think there's such a thing as fermented cucumbers.
Yes, that's called pickles.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Real pickles.
Yeah.
You think we could do that with some slices of my cucumbers?
Definitely.
Make some pickles.
Alright, so I'm shaking this up a little bit to get these to settle a little bit more. Must have been a pretty big watermelon. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like twice as big as your head.
Really? Then it was a huge watermelon.
Well, maybe not quite twice as big.
Just want to reiterate the fact that you have to be careful so you don't cut yourself.
We have
Okay.
almost 3 jars so far.
Keep your wastebasket here and you just sweep it off. Inside there.
How long do you think that watermelon will take to ferment?
Like
Now-
fermented carrots.
You're probably going to want to let this ferment for at least a week
A
before.
week.
I mean,
I think I'm
you
gonna
wanna-
check it every day.
Yeah, you want to. I mean, you want to check it every day, but what I mean is like it's going to take. Depends on your temperature and everything, but I think it's going to take at least a week just to be able to like have a kind of result that you want to have. Everything else, I pretty much ferment 30 days. So
From carrots to cabbages.
I can't wait to try them.
Yeah, I do want to try one in 3 days. I
Well-
won't be able to wait a week.
I don't think it's going to be ready in 3 days.
What will it look like when it's all the way fermented?
That's a good
You'll be
idea.
able to see.
There you have it. 3 jars, gonna be fermented watermelon.
All right, so I measured this out, and I've actually got 2,500 grams of watermelon here, watermelon rind for our metric friends. And that's 5.6 pounds for
Us?
us. And now what you want to do is get some dill spice. I actually had these frozen from last year. And principle I follow is always put in twice as much dill as you think you should. Take some black peppercorns. Whole ones are ideal, but I just have them in here, so I'm just gonna crackle them.
Crackle, crackle,
And I've got our homegrown
Coriander.
same kind of thing. Now what we've got here is some mustard seed.
Do we homegrow those too?
Those we did not. Okay.
Ah, those herbs.
Take a little sniff in there and tell me how it smells.
Double thumbs up. Smell those herbs and herbs.
No.
Ah, I think I want one of those in my room.
Okay.
Make the air smell good.
All right, we got 2 quarts of water in here. And I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of salt. Give this a good stir. Fill this. I want to leave a little bit of space there. Yeah, and then I've got these nice glass weights that I got. I'll put them in the description, but they're, you could literally use like rocks or something. Or some people,
Clean rocks.
yeah, some people will leave a large piece of the rind and kind of stick it on there as a cap. I don't really like that idea, but if you have to, you can, or anything you can find really to weight them down. And then you just,
I like that idea better. The
Yeah.
glass.
I got these a couple of years ago.
They're good.
So, yeah, I mean, that weights it down right there. All right, now I've got these, I just washed this so it's a little bit wet there, but I've got these nifty tops. You don't have to have these, but I really like them because you can put the day of the month that you're making these, which today is the 6th. So I'm going to put that to the 6th if you can see that. And these are removable. You can. What happens is if the pressure builds up, it will burp itself. And they've got silicone seal inside there. So if it does bubble up here, which actually I've got a lot in there, so it might actually bubble up. It'll come up through the top there. Otherwise, you don't have to have something like this, but I
really like it.
yeah, you can just cover it with a regular lid and then just burp it like once a day. But this will kind of burp itself. There we go. That one's done. So put that in a cool, dry space, away from the direct sun. Let it sit for 5 days. here we are. We are 1 week later, our time, but only a split second later, your time. It's amazing how that works. So, as you can see, there's some bubbles coming up to the top there, which is good. That means stuff is working inside there. Get the bottom, please. That's my lovely assistant. So,
We've got some dough right there.
yeah, there's a lot of bubbles up there coming from the bottom there. That means that the stuff is working and doing its thing. And we're gonna do a little taste test. Now, if you're wondering what this is, I put a little bit of netting in there. It's like it's like a nylon mesh kind of. It's actually a mosquito netting is really what it is. Yeah, crazy. But I put a little piece in there to keep the pieces down, the pieces of watermelon down, with my glass thing on top, so they wouldn't float to the top, because that's kind of what they were doing.
Which shows you can use a lot of stuff for weights.
Or at least to hold it down. So I thought this would be a little more elegant than sticking my hand in there. All right, now who wants to try one?
Me.
I want to.
I can go first.
All right, here we go. Hold out your hand now. And
One with a little watermelon left.
I want to try one.
what do you think it tastes like? How would you describe?
Sour?
Does it taste kind of like a pickle at all? No, it doesn't? Oh, okay. All right, now for our next tester. There you go.
Sour, chewy, not very sweet like I expected them to be. I expected them to be very sweet.
A little sweet and sour.
A little sweet and sour, huh? Okay. Well, you see that dill in there? Now this was dill that was grown from our garden. That we had a super huge dill plant last year, and it just like froze a whole bunch of it, which is a great way of preserving it, because you can just take it out at any time. It doesn't really lose its flavor too well, that much. Okay, I'm gonna try this piece here, so here we go.
Good?
Yeah, how would I describe this?
I don't know.
It's not crunchy like a pickle.
No, it's not.
It's more firm. I can taste the dill. I can taste the kind of salty water taste.
Yeah, that's what makes it so salty, I think. The salty water taste.
I think it needs to ferment for a little bit longer though. That would give it a little better flavor. Should we try one of these, like this one's got some, let's try this one because,
I want to try it.
yeah, because it's got some watermelon left. So let's try this one.
I want to try it.
Let's cut this up so we can all get a piece.
The watermelon tastes like a pickle.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's right.
It tastes even better when you got that watermelon in there. I mean,
It tastes sour.
obviously the whole thing is a watermelon, but I mean when you've got like the red part in there, the normal part that you eat, wow. It's a little more, it's not as chewy. It's not as like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this ferment even longer. And I guess we'll do another reaction. We'll see you then.